Hey Mavs fans, before we jump into today's video, make sure you guys subscribe because the more subscribers we get, the more videos we are able to do. Still lots of stuff to cover throughout the off season. By the way, if you have a recommendation for a show idea, drop it in the comments. But hit that big red button, subscribe, and we'll continue to plug out videos here on Dallas Mavericks Today. You're watching Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. Some rumors and some news to get into, including some training camp contracts later on in the show, so stay tuned for that. But I wanted to kick things off with Kristaps Porzingis. Could a bounce-back season be in the works? So Jason Kidd, head trainer, Casey Smith, who are a part of the brigade that went to Slovenia to meet Luka Doncic so he could sign his Supermax contract. They flew to Latvia afterward and met with Kristaps Porzingis. All went well according to all parties involved. Porzingis is healthy. He's been working out, which, by the way, has not been the case for KP since he's been a Maverick. Every single offseason, he's had to have surgery and recover. So the fact that he's healthy and working out is good and positive as he can actually work on his game. Kidd says he's in a good place. Quote, he's in a good place physically and mentally, and I'm excited about the opportunity to coach him. I know that he's healthy. I know he's excited. And then I just wanted to talk to him about things basketball-wise as well as off the court. We always talk about basketball, but what I wanted to see was where he was off the court. He's in a great place. I'm very eager to see what Jason Kidd's plans for Kristaps Porzingis are, because I think we saw down the stretch last year and obviously in that playoff series against the Clippers, and maybe KP wasn't 100%. He probably wasn't. But I think Rick Carlisle struggled to figure out, okay, how can I maximize KP? At least in that series. Now, maybe that wasn't always the case. We saw Porzingis play very well, especially dating back to the bubble the season before, but it just seemed like last year he could never really find how do I maximize this 7-3 unicorn when he's on the court. He ended up just sticking in the corner against the Clippers, which obviously is wasting a maximum player with a huge skill set offensively. So I'm eager to see what Kidd and this coaching staff can do to get the best out of KP moving forward. So what do you guys think? Obviously, KP's not getting traded at this point. Maybe at the trade deadline that could happen, or maybe next offseason it could, but I think it's pretty clear he will start this season with the Dallas Mavericks. Should I do it? Should I get back on the Kristaps Porzingis hype train? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Leave your comments down below and let me know if I should get back on it. Also, if you have gotten back on it, get your votes in. It hasn't been all bad with Porzingis in Dallas. I think we act like it has. Obviously, he's missed a lot of games. Clearly, he was bad in the playoffs last year. There's no denying those two facts. But in 100 career games with Dallas, he's averaged almost a double-double, 20.3 points per game and 9.2 rebounds. If you got this and he played 75 to 80% of the games and was healthy come playoff time, I think you would take that. I think the problem has been he got hurt in the playoffs 2 years ago after he was balling out. Last year, he played in the playoffs, but he was a non-factor. You can't have that. You paid him to be your sidekick next to Luka Doncic, and Tim Hardaway Jr. had to take on that role last year, and that's not who he is. THJ can be a number 3, number 4, but he can't be a number 2. That's got to be Porzingis. So we're going to find out real quickly this year if Jason Kidd can get him back on the right track, and obviously with KP, can he get back re-engaged? Can him and Luka Doncic get on the same page? Because that relationship has been very much publicly questioned over the past year and a half. Lots of things to work out, but I'm at least somewhat optimistic with the new coaching staff that there's still hope with this duo of KP and Luka. Will Porzingis have a career year? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. Get your votes in on this one. Obviously, that would be very optimistic as he has had some really good years dating back to his time with the Knicks as well. But, hey, you never know. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Talk a little trade rumors here. How about trading for Dillon Brooks? A report dropping that Brooks could be available if the price is right for the Memphis Grizzlies, which I find very interesting. They've actually been a very active team this offseason. The whole Rajon Rondo and Pat Beverly thing. Then they flipped Beverly to Minnesota to get Jarrett Culver back. A lot of movement on this Memphis Grizzlies roster right now. Here's what Brooks brings you. Very tenacious defender, and a really streaky scorer who can also create, which we've talked about that with Luka. They need another creator within this offense. And what's nice about Brooks, contract's really good. 2 years, $23 million. That's really cheap for what he brings to the table. He's a really, really solid player, and he's very young as well. Brooks last year averaged over 17 points per game. Now, not the most efficient scorer. He's very streaky. Career, he's about 42% from the field, mid-30s from three. But could those numbers go up playing next to Luka? Possibly. But if he gives you 42, 43% from the field, 35, 36% from three, and continues to play this level defensively, that would be a great fit in Dallas. Dillon Brooks is a baller, plays with good attitude. I like his fit on that Grizzlies team, which is why I don't think this is super likely, but if there's even a possibility, I would at least call Memphis and see what the asking price is, because this is a young player that's still improving every single year. I think he's someone definitely worth acquiring about to see if he's actually available on the trade market. So here's my trade idea, because I'm not going to go above and beyond for Brooks, but I do like him. How about Dwight Powell in that 2025 first-round pick? Sure, it's a first-round pick down the road for Memphis, so they don't get to cash in right away. Dwight Powell's not great, but the salary helps match a little bit there. I don't think I'd give up Maxi Kleber to get Dillon Brooks. I just don't think I would do that, but I would do it for Powell in a first. So who wins this trade? Type DAL for the Mavs, type MEM for the Memphis Grizzlies. I honestly think Dallas wins this trade in all actuality, but we'll just have to see if this is even a possibility. I do like the idea of Dillon Brooks in Dallas, but I think Memphis would be pretty stupid to actually do it. So you look at what a potential lineup could look like. Say this trade goes down. I like the depth at this point. Luka Doncic, Tim Hardaway, Dillon Brooks. That's your 1 through 3. I think you'd have options at 4 and 5. You could either go big with Kleber and Porzingis, or you could go Dorian Finney-Smith at stretch 4. Kristaps Porzingis plays that center spot where he's probably more effective offensively and definitely defensively. You don't want him guarding 4s. And then your bench is Jalen Brunson, Sterling Brown, Reggie Bullock, Maxi Kleber, Boban, Trey Burke, a couple of other pieces in the mix as well. You're pretty deep at that point if you were able to pull off a trade of this caliber. So we'll see what happens. I'm not sure I really buy into this idea that Memphis is willing to trade Dillon Brooks because he's a good player on a cheap contract. That's two good things to have, and he's a young player, which is what Memphis is, a very, very young team. Got some news to get into in just a second, some training camp signings that we'll cover, but hey, this is why you subscribe, because we cover the latest Mavs news and rumors, keep you guys up to date with everything surrounding your Dallas Mavericks. So if you're a true MFFL, this is the channel for you. Make sure you subscribe and don't miss any of our coverage here on YouTube. Training camp roster is set, barring any future moves. The Mavericks have signed 3 rookie undrafted free agents. All 3 of these players, by the way, played with the Summer League. So the roster currently at 20 players. As you guys know, 15 players make the squad, plus 2 two-way guys as well, which I believe Eugenio Marui and Nate Hinton are the 2 two-way contracts for now. Obviously, that fluctuates quite a bit during the season from team to team. NBA training camps begin on September 28th. So it's getting here quick. We're just over a month away from training camp, and then I believe opening night is October 19th. So less than 2 months away, and the NBA is really, really back. As the NBA is going back to their normal calendar, back to their 82-game schedule, everything going back to normal after a couple of COVID-ridden seasons. The 3 Mavs signings to get to 20 players, assuming no more roster moves are made. Carlik Jones out of Louisville, who had a couple of nice games in the Summer League, good scoring guard, not very efficient, but he will be out there. Feron Hunt, the forward out of SMU, local product. The Mavs are familiar with him. And then EJ Onu, the center out of Shawnee State. All 3 of these guys will get to compete and show what they've got during training camp and into the preseason as well. For being honest, probably just camp bodies, but hey, for these guys, it's an opportunity to show what they are made of. Maybe they stick around on the Texas Legends and play for the G League squad, which is certainly valuable as well as these guys try to make an NBA career out of themselves over the next several years. So training camp roster set. Again, Dallas is a team that could still be in the mix for some other players, Lauri Markkanen, Goran Dragic, but for now, the 20-man roster for training camp is set in stone. Name a player you guys would like to see the Mavs sign or trade for before training camp gets going in September. Let me know down in the comments, and reminder to subscribe at youtube.com/MavsTV.